I decided to go into cosmetology because I always had the full intention of going to a four-year university, but then I got to senior year and I still had no idea what I wanted to do, but I've always loved beauty. I've always loved doing my nails. I've always loved hair, doing all that.
How did it work to get accepted into your program, or how did you come about choosing where you went and all of that?
I just looked up a bunch of schools. I knew I wanted to go to the Portland area just to get out of Central Oregon. But Bella was by far the easiest to work with, the easiest to get into. I went and toured like five other schools. I went to Veda, Paul Mitchell, Northwest, Bella, and Fagans. And Bella was, I could just fit into the vibe there from just walking in there. Yeah. And how did I get accepted? I had an interview with the dean of students, Victoria, and she just kind of explained like what the program would look like and everything, and she just said, "We'll take you."
Okay, and for the last question for Avery, she's going to give us a brief overview of how her program works, what a day looks like for her, what her classes look like, and then how she moves on.
Okay, so I'm fully enrolled in I'm a full cosmetology student, which means I do hair. I will eventually do hair, skin, and nails. You always start out with hair because it takes the longest. It's about a seven-month period, but my school is private, so that means I don't have to complete state hours. I just have to complete services, and my teachers move me on as they see fit. So you can move a little faster in my school than in a typical state school. But so I start with hair, and you're a freshman and so you're a freshman for 4 weeks and a sophomore for 4 weeks. So you're in the freshman sophomore room for 8 weeks, and then you move out to the floor where you do clients, and you're just not doing like theory like you would in this freshman sophomore classroom, and you get to work on real people, which is really cool. So I started in October, and I was scheduled to start my next program March 30th before COVID took over. So that would be postponed, but when I get back, I'll probably just jump right into it. And I'm about 2 weeks done from being with hair once we get back into school, and then I'll eventually just do full-time aesthetics, and then eventually I'll do part-time aesthetics, part-time nails. I've passed practicals and tests, and I've done it for so long. So I get there now that I'm a senior, I get there at 9, because if you're not a senior, you have to go in at 8, and you have an hour of like lecture, or we call it theory. But once you're a senior, you're supposed to like know everything that they're going to teach you, so you don't have to go. And we get set up. We have about like 15 minutes, and then we get our client cards, and it has a little receipt about like your client for the day, and it says their name, their last appointment, or if they're a new client, and what they want done and what time they're coming in. I get a lot of color because I'm there every single day. Not all students show up every day, so I typically am given, as we would call it, like a project. So I get big transformations. So.
And so what do you have to do when you're finished with your programs so that you can go to work?
I have to do a senior project in each, so hair, skin, and nails. And then we pass like an overall test. So we have like Oregon law, which is a really big one. And then our final hair, final skin, final nails. And then we graduate from school, and then they give us permission or like our graduation slip to be able to go to the state and get our actual cosmetology license. You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Okay. I would say beauty school is pretty easy to get into. However, staying in my beauty school, in my opinion, you have to be more motivated than going to just a normal state school, because we are private. We are required to have an 82% attendance rate. We have to pass our tests with 85% or better. So the teachers definitely hold you accountable. And from my experience from girls transferring to our schools, it's definitely a step up from just your usual state school. So it's not exactly hard to get in. It's just we do lose some people along the way, because you do have to be motivated to stay in my school, and they are not scared about suspending you